Good afternoon. This is Sarah Honeydew for JNS Biblical Productions. It is March 5th, 1904, at the White House, welcoming Apache Indian Chief Geronimo, who has just met with Theodore Roosevelt to ask for his people to be allowed to return to their home in Arizona. Please welcome Chief Geronimo. Welcome.
Thank you. Well, let's set the record straight. I am not a chief. I'm rather a medicine man. The Apaches, however, do look to me for spiritual wisdom because I am a seer and a spiritual leader.
Okay. Well, I would like to talk to you about your friendship with President Theodore Roosevelt after many years of being the Apache raider and fighter in Arizona and New Mexico.
Well, Miss Honeydew, I was a peaceful Apache for most of my life. And I was born in 1829 until about 1858 when I was returning home from Mexico to my family from a hunting trip, and I found that my wife and my mother and my poor 3 children were murdered by Spanish troops coming out of Mexico. From that point on, I wanted to murder every white man, every white woman and child, and I did take every opportunity to do just that.
Wow, well, I do understand the need for revenge. Your history and stories are legendary, but I am most interested in why President Theodore Roosevelt invited you and 5 other Indian chiefs, medicine men, to lead his inaugural parade yesterday in Pennsylvania.
Well, Miss Honeydew, Apaches are basically peaceful people, and we are nomads migrating from season to season to find food. We hunt, we farm. We also raid villages of the other tribes. That's a routine occurrence, and it's an honorable way of life for us. But we did surrender peacefully to General Nelson Miles on September 4th, 1886. And at that, we were sent to Fort Pickens in Florida. We lived for a while, and then in 1894, we were sent still again to Fort Still, Oklahoma, where I live today as a prisoner.
I am so sorry. So then President Roosevelt, for some reason, honored you by applying Jesus' famous commandment, love thy neighbor as thyself, in Matthew 22:39. To you, even though you seem to be the most murderous Apache in American history.
Well, yes, I do suppose that is true. And he also did honor me by letting me lead his inaugural parade. There were representatives from the other Indian tribes along with me.
So then why do you think that he did that?
Well, I'm glad that you asked. I know the answer to this one. When he was asked by the other White House officials, why is Geronimo participating in your inaugural parade? He replied, he's the greatest single-handed murderer in American history, and I wanted to give the people a good show.
I'm the receptionist here, JNS. I was wondering if you could autograph my World's Fair Memorial book. Can you sign under your picture?
Yes, no problem.
Thank you so much.
Well, I didn't know you were at the St. Louis World's Fair, the Louisiana Purchase Exposition.
Yeah, there was a couple things set up. We had an Apache Indian village that was on the Midway, and I made bows and arrows for the visitors and posed for photographs. I also signed autographs for a fee.
Would you teach me how to shoot a bow and arrow?
Of course I would. I would love to. Point, you do this. Surrender my bow to you, young lady. There you are. Don't shoot it all in one place.
Oh, wow. So what did you think of St. Louis?
Oh, well, you know, it was pretty nice. I got to ride on a Ferris wheel. And, you know, there was something that I found about white people. It's that they're kind and peaceful people. And Mr. Roosevelt is a good chief of a large nation of real people. And I think that he will, in time, cause my people to receive justice. And in the future, he'll help them return to Arizona, all of us, I hope, me included. He's a fair-minded man, and I wrote this in my autobiography. Guess what it's called?
What?
The Story of Geronimo.
So how did writing the book go?
Well, it was really nice. It took a very long time. But I did dedicate the story of my life to Theodore Roosevelt, the President of the United States of America.
Geronimo, I think deep down inside you are a good man. And President Roosevelt made a very wise choice in applying Matthew 22:39, love thy neighbor as you love yourself, to you. This is Sarah Honeydew for JNS saying we all should apply Matthew 22:39 to each other, even if one is an Apache murderer. Good afternoon.
What are your thoughts on today's story? We'd like to know. So, leave a comment and subscribe to our channel, JNS Authentic Biblical Productions. Whether it's the Word of God through parables, true stories illustrating parables, or true stories in the life of Jesus Christ with commentary, you can see them all by subscribing to the most comprehensive collection of videos of biblical stories for you and your family. Have a blessed day.